Hey guys, this is Keith with KJE Aquatics, and today I have another unboxing. Um, it's pretty cool that a bunch of you guys are already here. Well, not a bunch, but Miss Lady Rorschach, Miss Lori Monster Fish Gal. Hello. I know Sandy was in here earlier, um, so come back, Sandy. Anyways, um, I'm early. I'm always early. I get anxious when I do these things, but it is what it is. So I will wait a few minutes until maybe a few more people show up. If they don't show up, then that's their loss, right? So, Mr. James, what's up, Jim? How you doing? I probably got a few things in there if you're looking for plants for your live bears. I probably got a few things in there. I did get some Mageria najas, which is the small leaf anacris. That's actually legal in our wonderful state of New York. So, anyways, I say that a lot though. Um, but yeah, I got a decent sized box. Not a huge order. I did get some driftwood, so they probably used a bigger box this time. Um, so we'll see what we got. I haven't opened it. I try not to open them. I try to let you guys see what I get when I get it. Kind of makes it more like Christmas. What's up, Mark? Good to see you. So let me clean my glasses a little bit. You know, I can see fine without my glasses unless I have to read. And that wasn't the issue until I probably got to the age of 45. So I'm a little bit older than that now. But yeah, it sucks getting old because your body starts falling apart. Um, survive henna. I don't know what that means. Oh, I have plenty of fertilizers. Um, yeah, a few of you guys, well, the people that are here now, and maybe the people that are going to watch later, should realize that we sell way more than just plants. So I sell a lot of fish food, water conditioners from Fritz Aquatics. I sell fertilizers from Thrive, which happens to be the best all-in-one fertilizers on the market. And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is compare apples to apples. So grab a bottle of Thrive or go on the internet and compare it apples to apples. Again, you got to get Thrive has multiple formulas, but if you compare Thrive to the easy stuff, Thrive kicks its butt. If you compare Thrive to Seek and Flourish, Thrive really kicks its butt, right? Thrive is, we also sell Tropica, but um, to be honest, um, I'm not going to BS you. Thrive is way better than Tropica 2, and I sell both. So, ooh, Mr. Frank, what's happening, Frank? Jeff Stevens, how you doing? Do you have any more of those Nezzy swords? I do. Jeff, I sell probably 95% of my fish um, as fry or juveniles. So I do have some Nezzy swords, fry slash juveniles. What's up, Alashan? Good to see you. Um, and the fish that I sell are mostly bred. Probably 90% of them are bred by me. So it's stuff that I have in my fish room. But I do have some celestial pearl danios that are locally bred. Beautiful fish. They're not fried. They're not what you're gonna most likely to get at your local fish store, which are gonna be juveniles, small that are imported. All right, the CPDs, the celestial pearl danios that we have, are nice young adults, so fully grown. You can sex them, but I don't sex them because it's a pain in the ass trying to sex nanofish. Um, so if you want 10, you're gonna get 10 unsexed. If you want 5, you're gonna get 5 unsexed. I'm not gonna sex the CPDs. All right, but they are sexable. They're just not gonna do it though. All right. And again, I'm just scrolling. I said, hey, you guys try to get some more people in here so I can open this box up. I'm using StreamYard right now, which, well, you can see because it has the little logo up there. But StreamYard, it's okay. I like it. I'm using the free version. It's actually easier to use than the YouTube app. But I can't see. I don't have a friggin' clock, man. So I don't have no idea what time it is. And I'm using my phone. So I'm not on the laptop. Every time I bring my laptop down in the fish room, for whatever reason, it gets foobarred. So I quit trying to stream from the laptop and then using my phone. I'm just using my phone right now. I do have my GoPro that I bought last year, and I'm still trying to figure it out. And it's actually, to be honest, it's been sitting in a box probably for 4 months right now, and I haven't even pulled the GoPro out. So, but yeah, if you guys have a GoPro, you can stream with the GoPro. I was having a hard time with it before I hit 1,000 subs, but we're a pretty good number over 1,000 now, and with that, I appreciate all you folks that have subbed to us. But Matt Corson, hello. But yeah, anyways, I'm just rambling right now. So I got 8 people in here. Woohoo! Big crowd. I'm looking for something to open my box. I forgot to grab a box knife or some scissors, but it don't matter. We're gonna MacGyver it with a plant weight. So let's open this up. We're actually not gonna MacGyver shit, and we're just gonna rip it. So let's open this up, and we'll get right down to it. I did get a few things that I have not gotten before. And then this one right here is one of them. By the way, the inventory on the website is up to date to the best of my ability. I'm not no webmaster, but I did update the website and I added a few new products, a few new plants. And then this is one of them. This is the Harbic sword. So the Ecuadorus Harbic. It's not very common. It's not rare, but it's not common. All right. So with that, I got 1, 2, 3. I got 5 of these, and they're pretty nice. From what I read on this sword, I'm no expert. It doesn't get very big, so this is probably about as big as it's going to get. And the leaves stay more rounded, so it's a little bit harder to tell. Most swords, they're going to have a more rounded leaf when they're immersed grown. But the Harbic sword, from what I read online, is the leaves stay more rounded all the time. But it has some nice coloring, so you get the new leaf growth. You're going to get the bronze maroon colored growth on the new leaves. It has a little bit of speckle in the leaf, not much. More so on the new leaf, so you get a little bit of variegation in the new leaf. But check it out. It's on the website, the Harbic sword. I'll spell it Harbic. So you can call it the Harbitch or Harbic. I don't know. I talk funny, so. But this is what you're going to get when you order it online. All right. And I only got 5 of them. So I just wanted to try them out. It was something that the nursery started growing, and I haven't gotten them before. So, what the heck? Try to get it. That's not a man knife. Okay. I got you, Alishan. Yeah. I got a plastic spoon over here. I just forgot to grab my box knife. Yeah. It don't matter. I got the box open, so. But yeah, the Harbic sword. Yeah, it is a neat sword. A while back, probably a month or 2 ago, I got some really nice swords, and I'm still looking for them. They haven't been available again. Were those like Purple Knight or not Black Knight? They were like a Purple Knight or Purple King or something. I don't know. I put them on the website. I didn't get a lot of them in. I wish I would have ordered more because they sold out like that. And I didn't even get that many because I'd never seen them before. And that's the thing. When I order from the nursery, all I do is get a list. The cool thing about buying from a retailer, a good retailer like me, is you put a picture up so you have an idea of what you're getting. Now, that picture on the websites don't always represent exactly the plant that you're going to get because there's so much variation. You're dealing with live goods. So, but it gives you an idea what it's going to look like. But when I order wholesale, all I do is get a list, just a blank piece of white printout that has a species name on it, and a lot of times I have no idea what the hell it is unless I do some research on it. What's up? What's up, Jerome? Sandy, you're back. Thank you for coming back. TN Aqua, what's up? I'm just scrolling up right now to see who's here. I said hi to, if I missed you, I apologize. I know I said hi to Frank, Mr. Jim. All right. Anyways, I got a couple pieces of wood in. This is Pacific wood, and it's not listed on the website, all right? Now, if you want wood, feel free to message me. But this is called Pacific wood. It looks similar to Mopani, but it's definitely not Mopani. It's a little bit lighter, but it's still pretty dense. This is a really cool piece right here. And then when I order these also, I don't get to see pictures of them. That's why I don't sell them on the website, because I want you to see what you're going to buy. So if you're interested in wood, message me on Facebook or email me. It's best if you use Facebook. It's so much faster, but I understand some people hate Facebook. But the best way to find me is Facebook. It really is. And then I could text you an image real easy. But with wood, I want you to see what you're going to buy. So that's why I do not. People ask me all the time, why don't you list it on the website? Well, just like the ceramic caves that we sell that are all individually unique, handmade, wood is the same way. Each piece is unique. So as soon as I upload this and I sell it, then I got to delete that line on the website. Now, using WooCommerce, when you upload a new product, it probably takes you 10 minutes per product. So that's 20 minutes right there of my time. Ain't nobody got time for that. So if you want wood, again, message me. I'll send you pictures. I'll send you multiple pictures. And if you have questions, I'll send you more pictures and answer more questions on the individual piece of wood. I'll give you a price, and then I can combine ship most of the time with your other goods that you order, all right? You would just pay a separate invoice, which is no big deal. If you use PayPal, I would invoice, like I used to do prior to the website, I used to invoice via PayPal. So, Crypt Keeper asked, does that wood release a lot of tannins like Mopani? Honestly, Crypt Keeper, I haven't used Pacific wood in any of my tanks, but I have used Mopani. Mopani releases a lot of tannins, and tannins are actually really, really good. So to answer your question, I don't know, because I have not used Pacific wood, but I have used, hey, Jim Weaver, I have used, sorry, I'm just scrolling right now. I've used a lot of, I'm saying that a lot. I've used a lot of Mopani, and Mopani is really rich in tannins. So looking at this and looking at the structure of the wood, I would say it's going to have some tannins in it. Now, the way to avoid that, if you don't like the tannins, is, soak it for a long time in a bucket or a tub and rinse that water out over time. I don't suggest ever really boiling wood. You can look it up online. There's a few websites, but when you go on Facebook, social media, a lot of people say boil wood. Honestly, when you boil wood, you're cooking the wood, you're breaking the fibers down, and it's gonna shorten the life of the wood because you're softening the wood. You're cooking the meat, so you're gonna tenderize it and make it softer. So really, there's no need to boil wood. Soak it, yes, but the heat is not really doing nothing except shortening the life of the wood. So that's my view on it. And if you don't like it, then oh well. Alishan, I would have said last year, I would have said, if you don't like it, suck it. But this year, I'm just trying to be nicer. All right. Next up, hornwort. Bread and butter plant. Super good plant for your ponds or your tanks growing out fry. I do not suggest hornwort in a nice aquascape. I really don't. It grows fast. It's good at sucking nitrates. It's excellent for fry cover, but for a nice aquascaped tank, I wouldn't suggest hornwort. I sell a lot of hornwort for the simple fact that it's great at maintaining water quality, and it's also great for fry cover. So this is a plant for somebody more prone to breeding fish. So, all right. Yeah. Sandy put up some info, and much appreciated. All right. Next up is Italian Vallisneria. Again, another bread and butter plant. I sell the crap out of these. These will get much taller. They sent me some shorter plants this time. These are probably only about 6 to 8 inches, but these will get 12 to 24 inches, no problem. So Italian Vallisneria. Got a bunch of these in. I sell a lot of Vallisneria. I personally like Vallisneria. One thing to note, we don't use any type of glutaride product, but if you do, that's your prerogative. But Vallisneria does not like any glutaride type products. And with that, if you don't know what glut is, one brand of it is CKMXL. We don't use it. We don't recommend it. It's nasty shit. So. Next up is Jungle Vallisneria, species red. And if you watch my videos before, you'll hear me say that this plant is not technically red. It's just the variant of it. They call it red because it can get a reddish hue. So a more brownish, reddish color to the leaf with higher light. But it will definitely grow low tech, low light also. It's just going to stay on the greener side. I like it versus regular jungle val for the simple fact that it grows a little bit wider leaf. So it's a personal preference on me. That's why I stock it more. I have regular jungle val listed on our website, but when this is available, I'll stock this over regular jungle val. I don't stock both just because I don't have the room just to house both, and I don't want to mix them and sell you jungle val species red. You know, I don't want to make a mistake of sending you the wrong one. So usually I'll stock one or the other, but if I have a choice, I go with the species red versus regular jungle val just because it's a personal preference. I like it better. The price is about the same. I think regular jungle val might be a little bit cheaper, but it's only by like a few cents. So. Mr. Jim, if you're watching still, this is one that I know you like. This is Egeria najas. This is another plant that's not really marketed towards the aquascaper. All right, this plant, Egeria najas, which is a small leaf anacharis, but this is the legal species allowed in the state I reside in, which is New York. Its brother or sister, Elodia densa, is on New York State invasive list, so I do not sell that. I sell its kin right here, which is Egeria najas. It's not najas grass, which is guppy grass. This is Egeria najas. It's a small leaf anacris. This I sell and I market it again, similar to hornwort, because it's a fast growing plant and it's great for your breeder tanks, your fry tanks, and whatnot, because it provides good fry cover. So with that, throw that in there. Oh, let me read the chat again real quick. See if I'm missing anything. I should do what Jason and Kirk do and have someone host with me, but I never host with me, so then I could hear it. They read the chat like Laurel and Hardy do over there at Depths Unknown, which actually works out good because Kirk reads the chat for Jason, and it works good. The interaction is great on their channel. So if you don't know their channel, or Sunday mornings, Depths Unknown, check out his channel. And also, if you sub to Jason's channel at Depths Unknown, he provides you a coupon code for the KJE Aquatics store, so you can save some money. So be sure to check his channel out. I know he goes every Sunday morning live. So anyways, I don't know the coupon code. I'm not going to tell you the coupon code. You will find it at Depths Unknown's channel. All right. So check it out on Sunday mornings. I think he goes live every Sunday at 9 a.m. So. Oh, Sandy. Yeah, you never see Kirk on camera, so maybe we can work that out. You never see Kirk. Anyway, I'm short, but Kirk's so short that he can't reach the camera to be seen. So never mind. I'll leave it at that. All right, next plant. Next plant is Brazilian pennywort. I love this plant. Simple plant, very common in the hobby. One of the best smelling plants. I'm not lying. You buy this plant from me or somebody else, sniff it. It don't smell like butt. It just smells fresh. It smells like, to me, it smells like fresh. That's it. I don't know how else to describe it, but it really smells good. But Brazilian pennywort, you can plant this in the substrate, but it's going to grow towards the top, and you're going to spread out like lily-type leaves. Me personally, the way I use this plant is I just use it as a floater. So that's how I use it. So if you buy it, you're going to get it in a bunch like this. Band it up with a rubber band. Just take the rubber band off, spread it out, use it as a floater. Yes, you are. I'm going back to chat. Sandy, yes, you are as tall as me. So I'm not that tall. So we got Kirk beat by a lot. So Kirk ain't tall enough to reach the camera. So, but you don't have to be on camera, Sandy. So I don't know. We'll talk about it. But anyways, Brazilian pennywort, easy plant. Great plant. It's also great for fry cover. That plant can grow like vine out over the top of your tank. Immersed. Looks really cool. This plant here, special order. I'll show you, but I only ordered these. They're not on the internet. They're not on the website. But I ordered these from my buddy Tommy Acker. And I can get them. I usually stock these in the clump. This is a jungle vow narrow leaf, individual bunches, individual plant. You got the small rhizome there. But I don't have these on the website like this. I only have them as a mat. But they didn't have any as a mat. These are nice right here, but Tommy asked for 6 of them, so I only ordered 6. So these are actually sold, but That's narrow leaf Java fern. Put these over here. Told him I was going to sell his plants, but now these here are on the website. This is regular Java fern, and I can show you side by side. It's not a huge difference. Um, the narrow leaf won't really, from my experience, grow as tall, but the leaf is a little bit more narrow. It's not like thin like grass, but then that's the narrow leaf. And then this is regular Java fern, and then these are on the website. But you can see this is probably at least an inch, and then the narrow leaf is probably maybe 3/4. So this is the narrow leaf here I'm touching, and then this is the regular. So it is a difference in the width of the blade, um, the plant leaf. But we have these are in stock. These are on the website. So regular jungle valve, clumps, and then the narrow leaf. Again, I usually will stock these, being the narrow leaf, in a mat, but they didn't have any mats available this week, so I didn't get them. Sometimes you only get what you get. Mrs. Valakovic and my son's kindergarten class, when he was a little boy, told Jake, "You get what you get, and you don't have a fit." And I love that phrase from when he was a little boy. He's 18 now, but I still use it. You get what you get, you don't have a fit. Suck it up, buttercup. All right. Next plant is Vesuvius sword, and these are pretty nice. When you start getting this swirl to the leaf, I know these were grown submerged, so which is a good sign. Vesuvius sword. Check these out on the website. This is an actual sword plant. Vesuvius, Ecuadorus Vesuvius. Check them out. They get this spiral to the leaf. Actually, a tighter spiral versus corkscrew Vallisneria. So really cool plant. Not very common. I don't get it all the time, but I get it when I get it. So Vesuvius sword. Let me see. Somebody asked me a question. If y'all didn't know, KJE carries all kinds of. Oh yeah, thank you, Atkins. Yeah, a lot of botanicals. So, oh, Crystal's here. I see. Hey, Crystal, Oink Master. I got to see Crystal this past Friday, which is great seeing her. And she actually gave me a little order. I got to deliver it, and I appreciate it very much, Crystal. But I spoke down at the Danbury Aquarium, or the Danbury Area Aquarium Society, this past Friday, and the subject for the evening was easy aquarium plants. I think it did well. So if you want some feedback on my talking, ask Crystal. She might tell you I suck, but that's okay. I just get up there and I shoot the breeze. So it went well. I really enjoyed it. I don't mind talking at aquarium club. So if you guys are looking, or if you're part of an aquarium club and you're looking for speakers, yeah, I'll come speak at your club. Whatever. Let me know what you want to talk about, and I'll talk about it. Sandy and Olivia help me out on the PowerPoints. I stink at PowerPoints, but Sandy and Olivia Farrell are my buddies, and they've been helping me out with PowerPoint, and I'm much appreciated. So yeah, they're the behind the scene workers, and I'm the movie star. So I did, Alishan, I really did. And believe it or not, Alishan, there was a person that actually kind of pissed me off at the club, and I didn't curse him. I might have said something to him in a maybe a little sterner manner, but I didn't yell at him, and I didn't curse him, and he was a jerk, and I just let him know he was a jerk, but in a nice way. So Hey, Spaghetti. Again, when I go up here, I'm just scrolling because this is all I got. I'm on an iPhone, whatever number it is. I don't know. 10, 13, 15. I don't even remember what phone mine is. All right. Let me get back into more stuff in here. Oh. I did get more red mangrove. So these are pretty cool. I don't order a lot of them because they're kind of expensive. And it's hit and miss on how they sell. But this is red mangrove. See it up here. You grow this immersed, similar similar to Lucky Bamboo, but this is a much cooler plant. Grows really slow though, I will tell you. It doesn't grow fast, but all it needs is wet roots. And you don't have to just keep this part wet. I would say maybe up to half of the plant. So you could plant this in a really shallow tank, or you could put it in the corner of your deeper tanks if you have some type of cup. I talked about it last week about reusing these. If you break them, don't throw them in the trash. So if you crack them, they got this nice lipper ready to hang on the tank. But if you do crack these, just drill some more holes in them so you get a little bit more flow and allow the water to get them easier. Hang it in the corner of your tank. You can reuse them. So don't chuck them if you drop them and crack them. But anyways, red mangrove. I got more of these because if you watched me last week, I told you that I don't get them often. It's a plant that's, though that it's not rare, it's hard as heck to get. This is Cryptocarine retrospiralis. So if you really like crypts like I do, I know Tim's in here. Take advantage while you can get this crypt right now. This is Cryptocarine retrospiralis. It's like a little brother of the Balancea. So it stays shorter, doesn't get as tall, but it has similar leaves. The leaves don't get as wide, but they still have that hammered look to the leaf, that crinkled look. So Cryptocarine retrospiralis, again, get them while you can because the last time the nursery had these was like over 6 months ago. So I ordered a bunch last week, and then I just re-upped and ordered more just so I have them. To me, crypts grow easy, so I don't mind having excess inventory on certain species. Can you sit on it 2 months? No. Sorry. Dromey, I'll have some more. So I can. The red mangrove is relatively easy to get. Yeah, Alishan, you're right. Plants like the HOB filter to hang on the back filter, you can grow plants out of that. That's another way to, if you switched from using HOB to maybe a canister or even sponge filters, and you have some hang on the back filters just floating around in your fish room, you could repurpose them, hang them in the back of your tank, and use them for a planter. It works really, really good. I have one or two. I don't use any HOBs anymore, but I have one or two in the fish room. Excuse me, that really had no value. Those cheap ass ones you get from Petco, they had no value to even take to an auction. So I just repurposed them as a planter. So hard to find rooted mangroves. I get mangrove pods with no roots or leaves, but those are established plants. Oh yeah, you can go on eBay and you get like these little seedlings. I bought some on there before and had very bad experience, um, and I won't do it again. So, and they came and it looked like a green chunk of, looked like a green poo poo. So, and they were supposed to be little seedlings, and not a single one of them ever grew. And I bought like 50 of them for $40 or something like that. So it was basically $40 wasted. So, but yeah, the ones that come from the nursery are grown. They got leaves. They got a root base. Um, 9.5 out of 10 times they will take off for you. Just put them hang them in the water. They don't need salt water. I've had people say, well, mangrove needs salt water. No, in nature it grows in brackish salt water, like brackish to salt water because they grow along the coastline. But in reality, they only need water. They don't need the sodium to actually grow. So, all right. This plant here is going to be potted. I'm going to pot it and let it be known that this is a terrestrial plant. But with that being said, you can grow this plant with just wet roots, so it doesn't need substrate. So you can grow this in the back of your HOB too, or yogurt cup hanging, or a very shallow tank or paludarium, terrarium. This is mondo grass. And if you guys have ever shopped in a Petco or PetSmart, you've probably seen this plant. Looks really cool, like a nice grass looking plant. But you've probably seen this plant in a pot submerged in a Petco or PetSmart tank being sold as a true aquatic plant. It's not a true aquatic. This is, they call it a bog plant. But it can be grown as a marginal in your ponds. It can be grown submerged with just wet roots in your fish tank. Now, obviously, you can grow it, plant it in the substrate in your terrariums or your paludariums. So this is mondo grass. I love the look of this plant, but do not keep it fully submerged. If you want to play around and do escape, you could submerge this probably for up to a month or whatever, but then you're going to have to bring it back up because it will eventually rot. But it'll last. It'll live for a month or two submerged, but you can't keep it fully submerged. So mondo grass, it's on the website. I'm going to start stocking a few more like terrestrial terrarium paludarium plants, because a lot of us fish keepers keep more than just fish. I know a few people in the hobby. Sandy, she keeps a few other things. My buddy Tommy Acker keeps a ton of dart frogs. So this would be cool in the paludarium or terrarium with dart frogs. So mondo grass, these will be sold potted. So after the stream's over, I pot these up. And yeah, there's also another plant. I didn't get it in this order. I got it a few weeks ago, but I've been growing them. But I forgot to put them on the website. It's a Bella palm. So it's a little palm trees. Those are a terrestrial plant also. But so yeah, Atkins Nature dropping some info on the mangrove. I did not know that, Atkins. That's good info. So it actually does better with what you said. The mangrove, the red mangrove, will actually do much better in pure fresh. So pretty cool. Yeah, Crypt. I've been thinking about a terrarium with some dart frogs. I got a friend of mine local that he keeps a ton of different dart frogs, and his terrariums are full of some plants that, if you think aquarium plants are expensive, let me tell you, check out some of the terrestrial plants that the frog keepers keep and buy and trade, and you will shut up when you complain about aquarium plant price. I'm guarantee it. Some of that stuff that Tommy has is, I'm like, well, are you friggin' kidding me for a clipping? Like say a clipping of pothos, but it's some rare plant. He told me like a clipping of some XYZ plant goes for 50, 60, $100, if not more. So, yeah, it's crazy. So I want to do a terrarium also, but I'm going to do less expensive plants. All right, next up is Crypt Wenti Red. So this is Cryptocrine Wenti Red. This will be sold on the website also as a potted plant. And when I get these in like this, I pot them up, usually two plants to a pot. So this is what you're going to get in a 2-inch. I'll just show you how to plant one. So you take two, put them in the rock wool there. You're going to get your 2-inch net pot. Kind of squeeze the rock wool a little bit, push it down, and presto. That's what you're going to get when you order red Wentai on our website. Also the green Wentai, which is available. The pink flamingo and the undulata, I buy those potted, but they'll come in a pot just like this. But anyways, that's red Wentai potted. 2 nice plants in the rock wool. All right, here's a new plant, and if it sells all right, I'll keep it regularly. But again, my buddy local to me wanted some. I normally don't stock this plant because this is on the more difficult end of plant keeping. This is Hygropinnifida, and I know on yesterday's stream, at Depths Unknown yesterday's stream, they talked about this a little bit because I had mentioned to Patty that I had some coming in, and then I wasn't BSing. So this is Hygropinnifida, if I say that right. Alishan can help me out. He's an old schooler. He might be better with scientific names, but I call it Hygropinnifida. My minimum order on bunch plants is, my minimum order from the nursery is 12. So my buddy local wanted some, so I told him he had to buy 6. So I only put 6 on the website. All right, I did get 12. He's buying 6, and I put 6 more on the website. But again, you can grow this plant, and I have some growing in my fish room immersed. It's not an easy plant to grow submerged, so I'm not going to BS you. It does better with a little bit higher light. Doesn't need real high light, but with added CO2, will help it. So if you can get this plant to grow in your fish tank, you'll be rewarded with a very cool looking and prestigious, like, if you can grow this in your fish tank, you're fucking badass. All right, just let you know. This is not an easy plant, but try it. It's not real expensive. Try it, see what it does for you. Also, you could try growing it immersed. Like I said, I grow it immersed. When I personally tried it, because I don't do COT, when I personally tried to grow this submerged, I didn't have very much luck with it. But my buddy Tommy wanted some, and he's going to grow them in a terrarium. So it will also grow in a terrarium, just to let you know. Yeah. I'm busting on you. So, anyways. Next up is, let me see, grab this. What is that? Okay. Pack the box pretty nice. All right. Next up is water sprite. I usually stock the Indian fern, and that's what I got here, but this is water sprite Indian fern. There's another variant of water sprite called lace. 2 totally different plants, but they're both water sprite. They're just 2 variants. Actually, what's funny? No, that's Indian fern, but anyways. So this is water sprite Indian fern. The thing to note with water sprite, the nursery grows them rooted, so you got a nice root base here. But you don't have to grow this plant rooted. You can just take the weight off. I order them with the weight just for retail purposes, keep them down in the tank. But you could take the weight off, throw it in the tank, and you could float this. You could also propagate this plant by just cutting a stem off of this, throw it in the tank, let it float, and it's gonna find its way, and it's gonna grow, and it's really good for fry cover. But it's a nice looking plant. It's delicate though, so don't handle this plant rough. So it is delicate, but if you do break a stem off, just throw that in the tank. It's gonna grow. So water sprite Indian fern. Um, we usually stock it here. It's a bread and butter plant. When I say bread and butter, that's something that sells consistently. So we bring it in. It's all about trying to make a dollar. So um, I won't stock stuff if it doesn't move. It don't make sense. All right, next up is another variant of the Java fern, and we have these in stock already. I just reloaded. Um, I really like this Java fern. This is the Java fern window love. So these will get bigger. These clumps will get bigger, but with the window love, at the top, at the top of the leaf, it'll start growing these little finger leaves off the top. So that's the Java fern window love. Nice looking little Java ferns. Again, they'll get bigger. Next up, Sagittaria subdellata narrow leaf. So this is the Sag sub narrow. This gets taller than the Sagittaria dwarf. Nice little clumps of Sagittaria. Super easy plant. Very similar to Vallisneria. You propagate them, they'll shoot off runners. Then you could trim those runners, replant them. Easy plant. I love Sagittaria. Next up, Cryptocrene Bachetti. I don't get this one in all the time, but we do stock it. And this will be sold potted also. So you'll get a minimum of 2 plants per pot. I'll pot these up. And that's kind of what you're going to get right there. That's two plants. All right. So Crypt Bachetti, it's very similar to Wentai, but it has a little bit smaller leaf and more of a brownish colored leaf. So Crypt Bachetti, I like this plant. It's easy. All crypts are. Actually, I love crypts. All right. So next up is I'll get them out as species. I got a bunch more of my favorite in the hobby, absolute favorite, Crinum calamastratum. So this is Crinum calamastratum. I ordered more. I have some in stock, but this is another plant that's really been hard to get. Comes from West Africa. It's not propagated it's not grown and propagated in the U.S. that I know of. I don't even think Tropica does this in Europe. I really don't. They may, but I've never seen them on the Tropica list, and we're a Tropica rep also. But this, from what I know, is pretty much grown over in West Africa. It's pretty hard to get. So again, when it's available on the list from the nursery, I get it. So my absolute favorite plant. It's not a cheap plant, but it's not overly expensive, especially when you shop at KJE. Our prices usually kick butt versus most others, even local or online. And I have people say, well, the shipping's expensive. You know what? A lot of times our plants are, you add the shipping and you add a few plants. Don't buy just one plant and pay for shipping. That's dumb. And then, yeah, it's going to be more expensive. But you add a few plants, some other water conditioners, fish food, and whatnot, and then you take that total price with the shipping and you compare it to another vendor, local or online, we usually are very competitive, if not better. I will tell you that. I look for that. So I got to compete with Amazon. So I got to do as much as I can to try to compete for that business, which is pretty freaking hard. But I do what I do, and just try to keep on going. But anyways, I'm rambling. Crinum calamastratum. This is Keith's absolute favorite plant in the hobby. I love it. Gets big. It's easy. Looks like an octopus. I don't know what else to tell you except I love this plant. All right. Next up is, all right, I only got a few of these available because, again, I stock them at times, but not always. It's not the best seller, but my buddy Tommy wanted some. So I ordered 6. So I put a few on the website and then what he wanted. And that being said, you see I special order stuff for my buddy local to me. I get special order stuff for you also. So if there's plants that you want that KJE doesn't normally stock, message me. Let me know. I could bring them in. I have access to like a lot of different stuff that's not necessarily on our website. I just choose to um, stock certain things because they sell. But if it's something that you want that's not a normal stock item, hit me up. You can message me on Facebook at facebook.com/KJE Aquatics. You could hit me up via email at kjeaquatics@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Instagram. We have an Instagram channel. Um, you can shoot me a text. All right. I ain't giving out my phone number right here on live on YouTube. But if you know my phone number, it's not hard to find. You can shoot me a text. So, anyways, just let me know who the heck you are when you text me. But with that being said, pearlweed. So here's portions of pearlweed potted. Pearlweed is a relatively easy plant. Not super easy, but relatively easy. I like pearlweed because it's versatile. You can plant this in the substrate and use it as a foreground plant um, by keeping it trimmed. You could plant it in the substrate in your tank and let it grow as a mid-ground plant because it's going to grow taller and bushier and not trim it. This will also grow no problem floating. So you can grow this kind of like Rickia or a floater. The only problem with growing it floating, it's closer to the light at the top of the tank, and not gonna bullshit you. It does like to get some hair algae in it. So, but in a shrimp tank or whatever, the shrimp are pretty good with hair algae. They'll clean that up. So it's a pretty cool floater. So pearlweed. Only a few on the website because some of them are going to Mr. Tommy. And Tommy, if you're watching, you're a butthole. So next up is just assorted Anubias potted. Nothing big. Um, just some different Anubias. Anubias really easy plant, low tech, low light. When you plant Anubias in your tank, put it in the most shaded part of your tank. I suggest to put it that way. It doesn't like high light, so put it in the darker sections of your tank. But Anubias in general, super easy. I order them usually, excuse me, as assorted. Like right now, I'm just looking at what they sent me. They sent me this one's Hastifolia. This one's Fraseri, and then I seen one that was Nanji. So they sent me different stuff. So I'm scrolling up, and Sandy's kicking butt as a mod. I appreciate it. Aqua's Garden Zen. Hello. Only Oscars. Oops. Oh yeah, Crinum. You only Oscars says she left hers in the pot, which is you could do that with all plants. Honestly, um, I've seen people on social media tell other people that social media, meaning Facebook. Facebook's like toxic, and I can understand why some of you guys don't like Facebook. But I'm on Facebook for business reasons, and I like to jank on people sometimes. But anyways, but yeah, that doesn't work with my New Year's resolution, Alisham. But anyways. Um, Yeah, I've seen people say you have to take the plants out of the rock wool. You don't. The plants, the net pots, um, the roots will grow through the 2-inch net pots. So they'll make their way through the rock wool and they'll find their way to home. You already got roots. If you can see, like right here, some of them are already poking through. Um, but you can leave all your plants in the in the retail pots. These pots are mainly used for retail purposes, but if you want to keep your plants in that pot, more power to you. You can, no big deal. So, all right, all right. So next layer, we're getting to the bottom of the box. So they packed this really nice. So if my supplier is watching it all, I appreciate it. You guys did a good job packing at least this time. All right. Now this plant is giant hairgrass. If you watched me before, I've told you I hate dwarf hairgrass, but giant hairgrass is a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier to grow. It looks similar to dwarf hairgrass, but obviously it grows much taller. And this right here is probably 10 to 12 inches, but this is going to grow probably another 10 inches or so. So giant hairgrass grows pretty tall. These are nice rooted. You see the nice roots here. I really like this plant. I like the grass type looking plants. It's just what I like. If you look on our website, I didn't get any this week because I got a bunch in stock. But the dwarf water onion, look those up on our website. Beautiful grass type looking plant that's real easy. So these are all giant hair grass. All right. Man, Sandy kicking butt. Those are nice right there. All right, next up is another crypt. This is Cryptocrine undulata. If you can see here, not a very common crypt. Excuse me. It's kind of similar to Wentai, but has a little bit different look. Look at it on the website, do a little Google search, but undulata is not as common. You won't see this as much in your local fish store, but we like to keep a few crypts that are not as common. There's a bunch of stuff that's in the hobby that I have like zero access to that I wish I had access. There's some really cool crypts that I just cannot get wholesale. There's also some crypts that are, for whatever reason, they're illegal to export. But a lot of the crypts come from Southeast Asia. A lot of them come from the India region. But there's some, I don't know, due to maybe they're, how they might be getting, extinct or whatever in their natural habitat. But there's some crypt species that are illegal to export from over there. So you'll see them in the hobby every now and then. You'll see some really high prices too. But I don't have wholesale access to that, and I don't choose to trade in the black market. So, anyways, Cryptontolata. That's one thing with Boost, with Bucephalandria. A lot of that stuff I could import it, but some of those cats, and I choose not to import some of that stuff from Southeast Asia, because some of those cats are like stripping the land with Boost. Not all of it. There's some reputable Boost sellers. Chi-Chi's Aquatic Dreams. He imports some stuff, and I would trust like who he gets his sources from. But I've had some people contact me, and they showed me pictures of what they harvested and what they want to sell me, and they're just like raping the land, stripping this shit, and selling it to, because there's a huge market for Boost in America, probably in Europe too, but I know in America there's a huge market for it, and stuff's pretty expensive. So they're not getting much back on their end, but then you'll see some of the prices of Boost here in the United States go for $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 for a little bitty piece. But I really choose not to get into that market. The only boost that I get, sometimes the nursery that I deal with right here, they'll bring some in. I'll get that every now and then. And Tropica sustainably grows only a few species, but they actually grow theirs. So it's not stripped from the land. But yeah, so I have people, yeah, you're right, Atkins. You don't see me sell a lot of booths just because of it's not sustainably harvested. So, um, anyways, that's my spiel on that. All right, next up, this crypt, and these are nice. Tim, you still here? These are nice because they already got the pink coloring. This is Cryptocrane Pink Flamingo, and I have some in stock already. But that's a nice one right there. If my buddy Tommy saw that one, he would want that particular plant. But you know what, Tommy? Suck it. So these are all Crypt Pink Flamingo, and you can see that this one, I don't know if you can see it there, but like that leaf has like a nice pink color, but then you look at its brother over here, and it's the same species, but it's more green. But these will get the same pink coloring with the proper light. So to get that pinkish color, reddish pinkish color, you're going to need higher light. But if you want to keep this plant, you can grow this plant low tech, low light also. It's just going to stay more green. All right. But that particular one is like really, really nice. And these are nice too. These are nice full plants. So it just doesn't have the more pink color as that one. But definitely nice Crypt Pink Flamingo. These sell for a decent price. Excuse me. Our price is pretty good. I think it's pretty good. If you go shopping and compare our price to anybody else, we're very competitive, and these are not tissue grown cultures, so these are full plants. So all right, with that I have another crypt. I got some of these last week and they sold out really fast. But this is Cryptocrane Wenti Tropica. So this is Crypt Tropica. This is a Wenti variant that was developed by Tropica. But the cool thing about the Tropica variant is it's more of like a brownish maroon color. And then once they get established and they grow out, the leaves have like a hammered look. So the leaf will have like, it looks like you take the back of a ball peen hammer, the round part of the ball peen, and you just like tap the leaves. They have like little indentations on it when it gets mature and it grows out. So, hey Foxy, what's happening? But that's the Crypt Tropica. I only brought in 5 more. What I bought last week sold out right away. So hopefully you guys buy these too, because I got to buy groceries this week. So go spend some money. All right. Next up there's more on the lot in there. And the last one I got is Micro Sword Narrow Leaf, and this isn't a true sword plant. This is more like a hair grass. And the reason I get this plant, you might have heard my spiel before, but a lot of people contact me and they want dwarf hairgrass, and they're new and they got a low tech tank. Dwarf hairgrass doesn't do good. Low tech, and for a newbie, they usually die. I've tried it, so a lot of stuff I tell you, I've probably tried, so it's trial and error. But the alternative that I try to sell people on is Microsword Narrow Leaf. It has a similar look to dwarf hairgrass. Gets a little bit taller. You can't trim it as well as dwarf hairgrass, so it's not like your lawn in the front yard. you got to be a little bit more careful. Let it get really established before you start trying to trim this. And when you trim it, don't trim it one butch cut the whole way. You want to alternate the leaves and trim them at an angle. So it takes a little bit more diligence when you're trying to do maintenance if you really want to keep it trimmed, or just let it grow out, because that's about as tall as it's going to get. Right here, this is probably 5-6 inches tall. So if you want a true carpet, like you see like online, that takes a lot of work, a lot of patience. I get people that message me a lot of times, and they'll send me a picture of a Takashi Amano tank that he did, and they say, sell me that. And I usually delete it and don't answer them, because that's a lot of work that a lot of people are honestly not going to do. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to explain that to a lot of people. When they do that, they'll take a picture of a beautiful aquascape and say, sell me that. I ain't got time for that. So anyways, that's all I got. I ran over an hour, but I don't care. I got to get some weeds wet. And if you have any questions, I got a few minutes. I'm a lot earlier than I have been in the past. The airport finally went back to their old hours. The airport used to be open from 5 in the morning to 7 at night. But then after COVID and everybody quit, and their new staffing now still stinks, but it's better than it has been. But they finally went back to 2 shifts, so now they're open from 5 to 5. So it works out better, so I can go over there. Because when I order plants, they ship on Sunday from the nursery. They usually arrive in the Albany airport the same day. Except the problem is my local airport has no weekend service, so I have to get it on Monday morning. So before that, it used to be I used to have to get them, after like 10 in the morning. But now I can go earlier. I was there this morning, 7 o'clock this morning, and they had it ready, which is good. So that's why I'm earlier today. Can I get Yes, I can. I can get certain ones, Foxy. I have to look on the species. So Foxy asked me if I can get hydrocotyl mats. They're going to be immerse grown. Just letting you know, they're going to be immerse grown. So you're going to have to convert them unless you're actually putting them in a terrarium too. So if you're putting them in a terrarium, it's really no big deal. It's no big deal submerged either, but they're gonna have to transition. So you know what that is. And I'm just scrolling up to see if I missed anything. Ian, hello. Shane's Tanks and Bowls. Good morning, everyone. Lurking while working short shift today. Well, I appreciate it, Shane. He said my plans rock. Thank you. We have the flamingo growing under lower light. Oh, cool. Yeah, it will do fine. The crypt pink flamingo is just a hybridized plant of a version of the crypt wenti. Just man finagled it to get different leaf colorings. Same way with the crypt tropica. The crypt tropica is not a natural plant in the wild. It's just another version of the crypt wenti. But us being who we are, we like to change the looks. Mad scientists change the looks of certain things. Yeah, I have to look. Sandy says I need to update the price. I don't know what I have it at. So if it's really cheap right now, you guys might want to jump on it and order it, because I'll have to honor that price. But I'm gonna go after I hang this up. I will have to go and look. But I think I sell them like a potted pink flamingo. I think I sell them for like $13. Oh, if I have it at 0, yeah, no, I'm not changing it. Or I am changing it. Sorry. Yeah, I definitely, I'll definitely have to. I'm gonna go up there right now after I hang up here, Sandy. I probably goofed up when I updated the inventory and I clicked on something wrong. So, anyways, that's all I got. I don't want these guys to dry out. I appreciate you guys watching. Remember that I sell way more than plants. So fish food, Fritz Aquatics. I have all types of medications if you need them. Hopefully you don't need them. Botanicals. We have a huge selection of botanicals, probably more than any other aquarium retailer, and probably more than a lot of the botanicals are big in the reptile. Um, Amphibian type keepers, so your reptile type people, they sell a lot of botanicals too. But compare our prices. If you know people that use botanicals and don't keep fish tanks, but they keep them for their dart frogs or whatever, send them my way because we have a huge selection and our pricing is really really good. Um, I I price compare. I look at other um, you know other retailers and stuff. So it's all part of the game. It's all part of business. So, but again, plants, fish food, botanicals, Fritz Aquatics, water chemicals and medications, um, ocean nutrition, Agcor fish foods. You name it, we got it. Rapashi, we have it. So um, we can ship it all right to your door. No reason for you to spend money on gas. That's part of the shipping cost. People complain about shipping sometimes, but you'll drive 30, 40 miles somewhere to pick something up and not even think about the gas that you spent. $9.99 for flat rate shipping is is really not that bad. So think about that next time you're bitching about shipping and that you're driving somewhere to get something. You're spending it somewhere. So that's all I got to say. Thanks, guys. Peace. See you next week.